This is our final section called Getting Past White Guilt. Guilt, inherited culpability is something in which our entire culture is marinated, and it's because it's in the Bible. This is the 10 Commandments from Exodus 20. An early commandment, the number depends on whether you're a Protestant or a Catholic or a Jew. You shall not make for yourself an idol, whether in the form of anything that is in heaven above, or that is on the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. You shall not bow down to them or worship them, for I, the Lord your God, am a jealous God, punishing children for the iniquity of parents to the third and fourth generation. And this is repeated almost word for word in Deuteronomy 5. But in Deuteronomy, it's interesting. The author of Deuteronomy, much later in chapter 24, verse 16, says, parents shall not be put to death for their children, nor shall children be put to death for their parents. Only for their own crimes may persons be put to death. So the author of Deuteronomy seems to have doubts about this idea of inherited guilt. And later in the Jewish Bible, the part that Christians call the Old Testament, two of the major prophets, Jeremiah and Ezekiel, go to great pains to deny this idea of inherited guilt. The entire 18th chapter of Ezekiel's prophecy is a denial of this. I'll just read 2 verses. This is supposedly God talking. God says to an imaginary person, you say, why should not the son suffer for the iniquity of the father? Well, I say, when the son has done what is lawful and right, and has been careful to observe all my statutes, he shall surely live. The person who sins shall die. A child shall not suffer for the iniquity of a parent, nor a parent suffer for the iniquity of a child. The righteousness of the righteous shall be his own, and the wickedness of the wicked shall be his own. Apparently, this tendency to feel inherited guilt or culpability is a human tendency. It comes from the animal part of our brain, but, well, it's a feeling, and we should take all feelings seriously. We should get in touch with our feelings. Feelings are facts, feelings are important, but we should pass them through the part of our mind that reasons before accepting their testimony. And I think this is what these later biblical authors are saying about that early injunction to feel inherited guilt in that early commandment. The UUA's favorite author, Robin DiAngelo, of course, urges us to feel white guilt. She says, all whites are racist. Only whites can be racist, and all whites, in fact, are racist. And it doesn't matter how many Robin DiAngelo seminars you attend or how many books of hers you buy. It doesn't matter if you give the keys to the church and the checkbook to a person of color. It doesn't matter. You're still racist. You'll always be racist. If you're white, it's like the Christian doctrine of original sin. You're born with it. Your white skin is your original sin. You're born with it. There's nothing you can do about it, and it's sinful. And in Robin DiAngelo's case, there's no baptism to wash it away, as there is in mainstream Christianity. If you're a white person feeling white guilt, think about this. White guilt induces you to do lots of stupid things, lots of harmful things. White people do all kinds of things to feel better, like seeking out a black person as a friend, just because they're black. Don't you see how racist that is? Just because they're black. And this person, quite likely, is not someone you particularly like or have anything in common with, but you create this phony friendship, which is, of course, harmful to both of you, just to make yourself feel better, just to say, oh, I have a black friend. Or If some politician or corporate executive or local administrator proposes a policy or a law or a program, a regulation, and they say, this will help people of color. If you're feeling white guilt, there's a tendency to just immediately vote yes, just to make yourself feel better. You're voting for something that's going to help people of color. But if you're not feeling guilty so much, you'll pause and think and ask yourself, well, will it really benefit people of color? A lot of things proposed, even by people of color, are bad ideas. Whites are, though, in the voting majority, right? There are 5 times as many whites as blacks. If we're not passing proposed regulations through our minds because we want to get over our guilty feeling real fast, we're going to put into effect a lot of regulations that really harm people. To get over white guilt, I suggest make the first principle real. Live the first principle. You believe in the inherent worth and dignity of other people because of the first principle. Well, apply it to yourself. Apply it to yourself. This is hard. Apply it to yourself. That'll help you get over white guilt. And if you're a brown or black person, you also believe in the inherent worth and dignity of every person, therefore of white people. If you see a white person and you sense they're acting out of guilt, white guilt, help us out, will you? Challenge us. Help us to get over that. Help us to apply the first principle to ourselves. Give us a hand. It helps everybody. It helps you. It helps us. It helps everybody. Thank you.